everyone, Cash here, back with a special video from Madden 16. Today we are going to do a simulation of Super Bowl 50. We're going to let the game Madden 16 play the Super Bowl out, see how well it predicts the actual results of the Super Bowl that is just a few days away. Now, right off the bat, if you can leave your predictions down below, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? I'll touch on that on what I think a little bit later on as we kind of see the game progress. But it's Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. It's Panthers, it's Broncos. As you see, Peyton Manning taking the field. Is this going to be Peyton Manning's final game? Many are saying if the Broncos win that he will just walk away. I mean, the man is pretty darn old. He's been through quite a lot, missed some of this season with injuries, but he's back in the playoffs. He led the Broncos to the Super Bowl as the Panthers are going to get the ball first. The Carolina Panthers dominated all season. They slipped up just one time, the one loss they had all year. They have looked very good in the playoffs. They've cruised their way to the Super Bowl, taking out the Arizona Cardinals most recently in the NFC Championship game, and that game wasn't even really close. And it's going to be Webb that takes this one out of the end zone, and he will get out to about the 25. So the Panthers with the ball first. Cam Newton, let's take a look at his numbers as he comes onto the field here. And actually, we need to ignore these ones. I just realized these are last year's numbers. So he actually threw for 3,800 yards this year, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He also ran the ball for 636 yards and 10 touchdowns. So that is 45 total touchdowns. As on first down, the handoff is going to go to Jonathan Stewart. We'll take a look at the starters for the Panthers. It's Orr at left tackle, Norwell, Khalil, Turner, Remmers, a pretty solid offensive line for the Panthers. Then we got Ted Ginn, Mike Tolbert, Jonathan Stewart in the backfield. Greg Olsen has had a monster year, and then Corey Brown starting opposite him. The Panthers wide receivers, not the best, but Greg Olsen stepped up huge this season. As 3rd and 4, it's going to be Cam Newton throwing the ball downfield. He's going to have a receiver. Kotry almost comes down with it, but also almost gets intercepted. So the Broncos turn with the ball. Peyton Manning, the quarterback, and he only played 10 games this year. He had 2,200 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. A lot of interceptions for Peyton this season. He's had himself a rough year, hurt for 6 games, but he's back in the playoffs, and here in 1st and 10, they're going to C.J. Anderson as he will pick up just a couple on the play. Look at the starters for the Broncos. It's Harris, Mathis, Paradis, Vasquez, and Schofield. Demarius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders, very, very good wide receivers for the Broncos. And then C.J. Anderson will be splitting time with Ronnie Hillman in the backfield. But here's 2nd and 6. It's C.J. Anderson off the left side. He's going to get some blocks and uses the speed. You don't think of C.J. Anderson as a speedy back, but he is going to go all the way down to the 21-yard line. Now 43 yards rushing for him in this first drive. And now a look at the Panthers defense. This one of the best defenses in the NFL. And you see they're pretty stacked top to bottom. A big loss for them earlier in the playoffs when they lost Jared Allen. But even still, with the backups that are going to step up for him, still a very good defense. But here on 2nd and goal, the Broncos threatening for some points here. It's going to be Manning dropping back the throw to Virgil Green, and he's going to get into the end zone. So the Broncos are going to score first here in Super Bowl 50. They will take a 7-0 lead as Peyton Manning looking very good here in the virtual world. As the Panthers will take it back over. 10 minutes still left in this first quarter. Very, very early in this game. Newton 1st and 10. He's going to go deep, and he is looking for Ted Ginn, and he's going to make a diving catch. What a grab. 56 yards. Let's take a look at a replay here as this one an absolute bomb from Cam Newton, and Ginn is going to completely stretch out to make that catch as they are down inside the 25. You take a look at the defense for the Broncos. Another defense that has been very good this season. Von Miller there in the middle. Marshall and Ware also very good linebackers, but it's Aqib Talib, Chris Harris Jr., and really this entire secondary that is very good for these Broncos, although they did get burned on that last play. Now 2nd and 10, Cam Newton going to take off using the legs as he will do that often today. We would think he goes 11 yards on this play, setting up the first down now from the 13. Newton pumped about it. 2nd and 7 now from the 10. It's going to be a handoff to Jonathan Stewart, but he's going to be dropped in the backfield for a 3-yard loss. Some tough running for Stewart in this first quarter. So 3rd and 10 here. Can the Panthers get a touchdown to answer the Broncos as Newton back, but he's going to get hit as he throws incomplete. Just one completion for Newton in this first quarter. It's going to be a field goal for the Panthers, so 7-3 is your score. Peyton Manning going back to work here. Play action, flag on the play. It's going to be intercepted by Josh Norman. What a pick. The best corner in the league gets the pick, but look at this. The Panthers shooting themselves in the foot. It's going to be defensive holding on Robert McClain that will nullify the interception. Broncos hold on to the ball. It's now 2nd and 9 from the 28. Anderson, the carrier, he's going to be dropped. No, he's not going to be dropped in the backfield. Shakes off a couple tackles, and he'll get a few yards on a gain on that one. So now 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Demaryius Thomas with a reception. That will be a first down. Peyton Manning, a perfect 3 for 3 to start the game. A perfect start really for this Broncos team so far. Now 1st and 10. Manning a lot of time, and he's going to find an open receiver. Demaryius Thomas once again. How do you let Thomas that open down to the 10-yard line? And the Broncos looking for another touchdown. 2nd and goal. Manning looking, throwing, and he's going to find Benny Fowler in the end zone for a touchdown. In the Broncos coming out hot here to start Super Bowl 50. They extend their lead. It's now 14-3 as we're now into the second quarter. 3rd and 8 for the Panthers. And this one, a nice ball from Newton to Ed Dixon, as Newton 4 of 9 for 84 yards here early in the second quarter. Still, got to stress, a lot of time left in this game, but you got to wonder how that unfortunate penalty that nullified that interception is going to affect the Panthers long term in this game. As here, 1st and 10, it's going to be a pass complete to Ted Ginn, as he's now inside the 30. It's now 1st and 10 from the 26. Newton under center, as he will take the snap here, and he's going to hand it off. No, play action to Stewart. The throw, it's going to be Brown with the catch inside the 5, and the Panthers looking to respond here after the Broncos touchdown. 2nd and goal now from the 4. It's going to be Newton shotgun. He's handing it off to Fozzie Whitaker, and he is going to be stopped short of the end zone. He's actually going to lose 2 yards on the play. So 3rd and goal now from the 6. A huge play for both sides. Panthers need a touchdown. Broncos need a stop, and they're not going to get it. No, it's a touchdown as Dixon fights his way into the end zone, makes the catch here at about the 3, and he just straight up brute force. 4 Broncos are there to make the tackle, but they cannot keep him out of the end zone, and the Panthers are going to get the touchdown. It's now going to be a 4-point game. 10:43 to go in the second quarter. Peyton Manning back with it, going deep, and he's going to find Jordan Norwood for a very nice throw. Peyton looking very good so far in this game. 3rd and 13 now. Peyton dropping back is going to get sacked in the play, and there's going to be an injury, and Peyton Manning is down for the count. That will bring 4th down, and that will actually be the last highlight for the first half. So 14-10 going into the half. We get a quick look at the halftime stats. I'm going to show you the individual player stats here in a second, but Peyton Manning is the big topic here. Is he going to be back in the second half? Newton goes 13 of 20 for 184 in the first half. Manning goes 6 of 10 for 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown for Newton. You see Manning is still showing as hurt. The running game, C.J. Anderson 10 for 73, 11 for 26 for Stewart, 26 yards for Newton as well. Ted Ginn 5 for 104 in the first half. Demaryius Thomas is going to lead the Broncos with 37 yards. So a successful passing game for the Panthers, and actually pretty consistent for the Broncos. But as we take a look at the defensive stats, if Peyton Manning is not back in this second half, this is going to be trouble for the Broncos. And we're going to see right here, and as the Broncos come out in the second half, it is Brock Osweiler who is in the game. Now, obviously, this year different than any other years, as he was able to get a significant amount of playing time this season. He played 6 games instead of a hurt Peyton Manning, so he does have some experience, but obviously on a big stage, nothing quite the same in a Super Bowl than Peyton Manning. But 3rd and 10 now after the big tackle on the previous play. Osweiler gonna wind up here and take a shot. No, he's not. He cannot get it away in time as no one was open, and it's gonna be Addison with his 2nd sack of the day. So the opening drive of the second half is gonna be an empty one for the Broncos. It's now 1st and 10 for Newton. He's gonna find Greg Olsen, and Olsen gonna fight his way, and look at Greg Olsen as he's almost out to the 50, to the 48. Cam Newton, 211 yards passing now for the game. But 1st and 10 now as the Panthers up to the 29-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Fozzie Whitaker, and he is going to get about 8 on the play. Injury on the play. It's going to be Aqib Talib. I do believe he will be back, though. So now 2nd and 10 from the 17. Dixon in motion. It's I formation. The handoff to Whitaker, and he is going to pick up about 7 on the play. So some nice running on this drive for the Panthers. The most success they have had on the ground so far today. But it's now 3rd and 4. Cam Newton dropping back, throwing, and he's going to find Greg Olsen, but he is going to be stopped immediately. So a huge defensive play for the Broncos as the Panthers are forced to kick the field goal. But the Broncos come up empty on their next drive, so the Panthers are back with it. 2nd and 2, the pass to Greg Olsen. He's going to be out across the 50. Greg Olsen coming alive here in the second half as we are now into this fourth quarter. 14-13 is the score. 2nd and 4 for Newton. He's going to find Jonathan Stewart out of the backfield, and he will be inside the 30 to the 28. Cam Newton turning himself in quite a game here in the Super Bowl. 1st and 10, though. Cam Newton is going to take off using the legs. He's only done that a couple times today. This one very successful as he picks up 16 yards. He now has 42 yards rushing for the game, as it's now 2nd and 3 from the 5-yard line. The Panthers looking to take the lead here. Can they get it on this play? Yes, they can. Jonathan Stewart falling into the end zone, and the Panthers have the lead. They'll go for 2 here. Newton taking off. Does he have the edge? Yes, he does, but no, he fumbles the ball. Boy, that looked like it had crossed the line. They would review it, but they're going to call it no good. So a second mistake for the Panthers here. They screwed themselves out of an interception earlier in the game, and they lose out on the 2 points here. And we'll see if that as well has an effect, a negative effect, as we get closer to the end of this game. But 3rd and 1, the Broncos sorely need to stop the bleeding and get a drive together here. They will pick up the first down. C.J. Anderson now has 83 yards rushing. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now, 9:30 to go in the game. The Broncos are down 5. First time they have been down all game. And here Osweiler going to take off, smartly sliding. He'll pick up 20 yards on the carry as Brock Osweiler, the big man, using his legs. So now 2nd and 10, Osweiler handed it off to C.J. Anderson, but he is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain as he's closing in on 100 yards for the day. Not going to get any on that play, though. But 3rd and 10, Osweiler back to throw. He's looking, facing some pressure. Going to stop, going to turn, going to throw. Had a receiver, but it's too far out of reach. And a big, big play there, as that is going to force the Broncos to kick the field goal. They will still be down by 2 points as the Panthers go back to work. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game. One long drive could put the game to bed, but 3rd and 17 here. It's going to be a play-action play, but it's going to be blown up in the backfield as Stewart in for the sack. And the Panthers, a quick 3-and-out, are going to give the ball back to the Broncos. 3:53 to go. This game is getting good here in the 4th quarter. Brock Osweiler going to step up, makes a throw, and he's going to find Josh Norman. This time, no flags on the play. What an incredible, incredible play here for Norman on defense as he goes up with Benny Fowler, and he just wrestles it away from Fowler and gets the interception. You see it here. Both guys are going to get hands on it, but Norman just takes it away as they come to the ground. And it is a huge, huge turnover here for the Broncos as they look good, move the ball on the last drive, but this drive comes to an immediate halt. So 1st and 10, 3:46 to go in the game. This one going to be a fumble, and you've got to be kidding me. It's I'm not going to say mistake number 3 for the Panthers because this is not a fumble. As you see, the almost immediate drop from Ginn. He catches it in just a half second later, fumbles the ball. So even in the game, the NFL doesn't know what a catch is because that was not a catch. They do review it, and they actually uphold the call. So a play after the interception, the Broncos are going to get this one back. So 1st and 10, and not only do they have it back, they're at the 27-yard line. So this one could have huge implications on this game. Demaryius Thomas going to make this catch as we'll go to the 2-minute warning here. Now 2nd and 8 under the 2-minute warning, 1:45 and change to go here. This pass, Osweiler had an open receiver, but that one is going to be off the mark. So 3rd and 8. This play, the Panthers need a stop. If they can hold them to a field goal, that would be huge. As Hillman out, not going to get the first down, stopped a couple yards short. So the Panthers are going to get the stop they need, but the field goal is going to be up, and the Broncos are going to take the lead. So 58 seconds to go. The Panthers need a field goal, and here comes Cam Newton. Play action here. Newton going to make the throw. It's going to be Ted Ginn with the reception. He's down at the 42. The Panthers will call their first time out. They do have 2 more to go, as it's 31 seconds now from the 43. Newton dropping back, and this one is immediately going to take off, and he's going to dive to about the 50. That's going to be timeout number 2. As the Panthers not able to get out of bounds. They're using these timeouts quickly, so they're going to have to move the ball here. 26 seconds to go, 2nd and 3. Newton again going to take off. Can he get out of bounds? No, he's just going down the field, but he's going to get all the way down to the 33-yard line. They'll go no huddle, clock the ball, so 2nd and 10. They are within field goal range, and they will hand the ball up here, but he's going to lose a yard on the play, so a final timeout is called. 5 seconds. This is going to be it. Out for the field goal is Graham Gano. It is a 51-yarder. The snap is down. Anderson to hold. The kick is up, and it's going to be good with 1 second remaining. The Panthers have taken the lead 22-20. The kick, you see, well, far enough range there for Gano to make that kick as it splits the upright. So here we go. Last chance, surprisingly. The Panthers do kick it off here, letting the Broncos set it up here. But Andre Caldwell, last shot for the Broncos. The clock has expired, and he's going to be tackled. And that's going to do it. The Carolina Panthers are Super Bowl 50 champions. They come back. They shot themselves in the foot a couple different times. They almost got screwed by the horrible fumble call, but they fight through. They get the win, and a huge win it is. Cam Newton is going to be your Super Bowl MVP, 297 yards for him, and the Panthers are going to raise the Lombardi Trophy. Now, you got to wonder how different this game would have been if Peyton Manning would have been in there in the second half. He never came back. Osweiler came in, actually performed pretty well, but there was a couple throws that you could tell that if Manning was in there, they maybe would have completed them, and that might have changed the game. But what an unbelievable game that was. Newton goes 22 of 29 for 297 and a touchdown. Peyton Manning 6 of 10 for 104 and 2 touchdowns. Osweiler 97 yards, but did throw the interception. But even still, I think he filled in very nicely for Peyton Manning. But you gotta wonder what this game would have been like if Manning would have been playing the entire time. On the running game, Jonathan Stewart goes for 55 yards on 20 carries. Stewart 19 for 91. Cam Newton 7 for 67. So he goes about 350 total yards there of offense today. Fozzie Whitaker 7 for 30. Osweiler had that one carry for 20 yards. Ted Ginn, what a game for him, 7 for 131. Maybe he was a second choice for MVP. Greg Olsen 5 for 67. Demaryius Thomas did lead the Broncos with 5 receptions for 69 yards. But now let's move on. Take a look at the defense. It's going to be Kurt Coleman, 13 total tackles. Is going to lead everybody. Darian Stewart with 10. 2 tackles for loss for Stewart as well. Talib had 2 and Von Miller had 2. So the Broncos in the backfield quite a bit in this game. So very good defensive performance. But Mario Addison, 2 sacks. Darian Stewart with 1. And then Williams and Miller with a half each. And then the interception, Josh Norman should have had 2, but did end up with 1 as he came up big, very big when his team needed him to get that interception. So what an unbelievable game. I hope that the Super Bowl goes as well as this did, because this was a very competitive game, very entertaining for being a Madden game. But I'm actually going to agree with this one. I said I'd touch on what my predictions were. I think the Panthers are going to win it. I don't know if it's actually going to be this close. Yes, Peyton has looked better in the playoffs, but man, the Panthers have looked even better. And you saw what the Seahawks did to Peyton a couple of years ago. I think it might be a similar thing that happens here. Obviously, it could be his last game. If Manning wins, you think he would go out on a high and retire. Obviously, the team going to be playing for him, but I just don't see how this doesn't end up being the Panthers win. So I'm going Panthers. Let me know in the comments down below who you think is going to win the game. Let me know what you thought of this game. Some crazy things happening here. Cannot believe they called that one play a fumble on that Ginn catch. But let me know what you thought, what you think. If you enjoyed this one, you want to see more Madden gameplay, I have a Raiders franchise and a player career going. Those are 2 videos each per week. So subscribe if you want to see more from me in Madden 16. Otherwise, that is going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. And subscribe to see any future videos that I make. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.